Welcome everyone, I am Tim and this is the controller. Thanks for clicking on Fallout 4, No Armor. Last time we were able to do a little bit more work for the railroad and we set up another safe house for him at Croup Manor. We also, since we were close by, went to Libertalia and collected the rogue synth for Father back at the Institute. So today we are going to press on and turn that quest in of the Libertalia, and we are going to be heading right on back to the Institute to talk to Father, and we will also then be going to give the password to the synth as we are trying to work on freeing all the synths from the Institute for the railroad. Nice to be in a nice fresh area here, and we can just, I was gonna say drink some water, but really no need to right at this point. We can just loop on in one more level up, I believe, to go to Father, and we'll talk to him about the rogue synth before we go to talk to the others. There we go, got that turned into Father, and we now officially have quarters in the Institute, which is kind of nice if we wanted to, on survival mode, be able to fast travel in and out of the Institute and just have a base of operations of which we can take care of. So that is nice, but I just want to jump down.
Doctor, I left a copy of the
right there. This looks safe. Yes. All right. So now we can talk to the synth before we, well, shoot. Let's just go down a little bit more. Can loop around back here. And here is Patriot. Can talk to him before talking to the actual synth. Bergman's password is given back to Liam Benet. And now we can go talk to, Z14 or whatever his name actually is. The synth that's working out here. See if he is interested in fighting for his freedom.
You must speak quickly.
So there we go. Z1 is now going to talk to his friends to see if they would be willing to fight a little bit for their freedom. Now he does think that we'll have to deal with some scientists first, and maybe that would get more on their side. But I think since we are here and we are tired, we are thirsty, again, I mean, there's all this very evidently clean water because it's the Institute, and I cannot drink it right from there, which is a bummer. But we can actually get our sleep taken care of here. But before we actually sleep, I am running right at the capacity on the old inventory, and it probably would make a lot more sense to head back to Hangman's Alley, get a proper sleep there, do a little bit inventory management before we proceed any further. But as said, it doesn't hurt to check out our room. And just right up the stairs, we have our lovely room.
Your quarters are just inside, sir.
Why, thank you, good sir. And we can, continue to pick up junk.
Here, sir, Father wants to see you.
Yes, I'm sure he does, but that is officially done with synth retention. Not a whole lot of experience, but, not bad. Now, yeah, Battle of Bunker Hill. Lovely. Love, love, love. That is just chaos on toast. Yeah, really should sleep. But again, I do want to go back to Hangman's Alley, but I did just want to get that quest completed. But yeah, if you want to, set up shop in Hangman Alley, in the lovely Institute, you can. And again, we can open the shower, sit on the toilet, activate it just for fun. And they put the toilet paper on the wrong way. Remember, beards are better than mullets. So over the top, people, over the top. But you can't even drink water from your own sink. Kind of a bummer. We will take the drugs. But yeah, you could set up shop here. These are safe containers to put stuff in. You don't have to worry about people stealing it. It is nice to see dog meat once again. It is kind of a bummer that they don't allow dogs inside the Institute, that you can't just fast travel with him going in. That would be very handy. He's such a lovely, good boy. He is such a good boy. Oh, I was going to say, I didn't think I had a gun equipped, which would be bizarro world. But just quick run back to Hangman's Alley. Maybe on the way. I know we are getting down on the old AP a little bit, but we are close to Chaos Junction. It never hurts unless you get shot to actually take a look to see what's going on. We are super close, so just switch over to our mighty sniper rifle. Come around here. Nothing is kicking off quite yet, but there is bound to be something today. I do like to just periodically go in and just do a little fighting, check some stuff out. It always makes me feel good to make sure that my neck of the woods is a little on the safe side. Here, a super mutant this time. Skirmisher, skirmisher, and what are you? A brute. So, brute with a minigun, I believe. Shoot him in the back. I think I hear Brotherhood. Where's the other guy? Is he going to be coming towards me? No, but there's a skirmisher just chilling inside the house. Ooh, another brute. Okay. Down you go. Skirmisher. So, ooh, he's got a rocket launcher. Not you with a rocket launcher. I'll take an 80% shot. Okay, missed one. And it's the vertebrate's right above me. Oh, and buff tats wore out, so I am over capacity. We'll let the Brotherhood are coming in. They can take on all that. We need to hopefully not have our legs get crippled too much and just slowly, ever so slowly, make our way back to Hangman's Alley. Kind of forgot that I was using buff out just as a temporary fix. And I think Dogmeat's full up on what he can carry too. Got Dogmeat drained of his junk and also got my inventory a little bit more managed. Next thing we can do is we could cook up all that meat that we had collected, but honestly, we're sitting really good on meat right now. But it wouldn't hurt to actually drink a little water. But while we were at the Libertalia, of course, we picked up the terrible shotgun, and we had also found a legendary of a nocturnal shotgun. So if we have the proper stuff here, we've got a lovely weapons workbench right here. We can just quick go over to this nocturnal shotgun, and we don't need a calibrated powerful receiver on it. It is locked behind gun nut 3. We don't have gun nut 3, so we definitely would not be able to go up to like the advanced, which would really get things rolling at 326. So, but we can switch that over to a standard receiver. So that will free us up for the terrible shotgun and, you know, long ported and shielded. That's the best barrel you can. We'll take that off. Full stock. Yeah, I think we can probably just make that on our own. Maybe. Oh yeah, easily be able to make it. But we do have a quick eject drum magazine. That is locked behind gun nut 3 as well. We'll just throw a standard magazine on that. And don't need the front sight ring or muzzle brake. So at this point, we have a ton of good stuff. So right away, we're going to boost that up to the calibrated powerful. There goes the vertibird crashing and burning. So now this terrible shotgun is going to be doing 326 damage, at least at the current rate of adrenaline I have. Guess this already has the long ported and shielded, so we're not going to worry about that. Has the full stock, has a drum magazine, but we can upgrade that to the quick eject drum magazine. And front sight ring, no. That is not going to do good enough for us. We want a reflex sight, and let's just go a dot for that. Takes a lot of material, but range 71, accuracy 42. That's not bad for what we got. I would love to throw a suppressor on this thing, but that cuts the range down considerably. And if you're using a shotgun, you're not going to be wanting to really be doing that anyway. So all in all, this is going to go into our rotation because our wonderfully strong, mighty 50 cal sniper rifle does 287 at range. That is a very respectable, but 326, that is an additional 39 damage. So definitely roll with that. And this nocturnal combat shotgun, we can just leave it here. Don't need it for parts, don't need it for anything else. And that's will honestly free up 13 on the old weight. We do have 50 shells that we can take along with us. We do have a little bit more in our little storage area over here, but I think 50 is going to be good enough for now, as we also, you know, are carrying around 217 rounds for our mighty powerful combat rifle. So all in all, that should be good. So next, we just need to sleep, and we can probably just go right back to the Institute after we top up on a little bit more ammo in Diamond City. All right, hope for no sickness. Feel well rested. Things are looking good, and honestly, we probably better go ahead right away and get our lovely new terrible shotgun favorited. And where is a good place? We don't really use that Hunter's Boosted all that much, but it is nice to have. Maybe we'll just set it all the way off to the side, be good enough. And did that say that it was down to 217? Yes. So that was at 326, and after sleeping, we lost our 50% adrenaline, and it drops all the way down to 217. But comparatively, that is only at 191. So not all that great for overall damage output, but you know, it is what it is. We definitely are going to want to get a little bit more ammo of the 50 cal variety, especially for if we start running into some major problems. Then we at least have some ammo to take out those enemies. We didn't even need to get into Diamond City, and we were able to locate 33 more of the 50 cal from Cricket. So we will definitely be taking that. And even though I don't have the gun nut rank 3, if I wanted to, you know, pick up the suppressor, I could just buy this hardened automatic combat shotgun and throw it on. But again, the range is so much shorter with this. I don't think that it would be worthwhile to actually buy the suppressor, because again, if you're going balls to the wall, you know, why do you need stealth? You just, you know, flip it on over, and oh, that just looks nice. Hold 32 shots. So honestly, maybe I should pick up a little bit more shotgun shells just so I can have 2 full clips. But 50 is going to be good enough for now. That is 5 in the old weight capacity just off that. Oh, dog meat, you are such a good boy. And was able to get here early enough, talk to Percy, talk to Myrna, and also talk to Arturo. And as you see, I did decide to, you know, it is nice to have 2 full clips worth, or drums worth, of shotgun shells. So got a bunch of that. And also, when you look at our mighty powerful sniper rifle, we have 139 shots. So we have plenty of ammo to go around, 217 in the combat rifle. Things are looking good. We can go right back into the Institute, and we should be actually pretty close for the old quest log of, you know, says give Z114 a day. We already slept. We've done a little shopping. It shouldn't be too much longer, and he'll actually be wanting to meet with us. Put the gun away. Don't need that out at this point. And it would actually be kind of fun to just go in and like try to fully eliminate everybody in the Institute, but that seems like that would be very, very difficult. We will just go ahead, wait a little bit longer. Honestly, probably 12 hours would complete the actual full day. put us till evening, and you know, evening actually is a little bit better for us. We are a little bit stronger from the magazine that we got at Outpost Simanja. So with this, hopefully Z1 is ready to talk once again and can talk to him, and we gotta get this show on the road. Sure, we'll be thirsty, hungry. Yep, and now we can officially meet with Z1. Thirsty, no big deal. Just gotta figure out where the water is. Ah, all the way at the bottom. There. We can just, you know, go ahead and eat up a little bit more too. But first things first, talk to Z1.
Ask my friends if they take up arms for their freedom.
So we need to go kill the tunnel guards, gain some supplies to help out the rebellion. You know, I could run back to Hangman's Alley and grab all of the guns that I have just floating around, which would actually be probably a wise choice to get them better guns. So it is just a fast, you know, teleport out and teleport back in. So with that, I think we can probably just go ahead and do our teleporting out, gather the guns for what I can carry, and come back inside. Here we go, back in the Institute once again with weapons in hand, and just across from Liam Benet is the secret little extra room, which again, I could just take all this stuff, but I don't have really any crafting I need to do. We'll take the stim packs and mentats, why not? But this is the little locker that we can transfer all of the stuff. We will take the duct tape, but did bring a lot of good guns along. We got the nice little plasma pistol we can give them, because anything is going to be better than an Institute weapon, so it doesn't hurt to throw some in here. That ought to be a good little start for them over here. And we got a couple of shotguns, be really good close range damage, you know, hunting rifle, and the subsequent ammo for everything, except for we have this suppressed calibrated powerful 10mm pistol. Forgot to bring along 10mm rounds with us. That's okay, maybe they can fabricate something out of thin air. One can hope, but got that stored, and we can go back over to the tunnel and hopefully kill some synths. All right, here we go. Get our nice little combat shotgun out, or combat rifle. We have some guards we need to take out. So the rest are friends.
Greetings, citizen.
There's a lot right here. So I think, not sure what throwable I have set, so better get that taken care of right now. And a nice plasma grenade is set. I think that would do really good work over here.
Scanning. Subject identified.
And yeah, he's gonna start going bad. And did it not take out? All right, so got a good shot on that guard. Take him out. They can go ahead and, you know, deal with them, hopefully. Meanwhile, I'll just do a stim pack in the back. And let's give the old terrible shotgun a run. Oh, you're doing good work. Yeah, stab them. I don't want to, like, well, they're immortal, so they could just deal with this on their own. Let's, no, I don't want, yeah. There we go. Oh, yeah. All right. All we had to do, just kill those guards. Quite a few of them. And that is scruffy. They are all in a nice, tight location. I thought one plasma grenade with having a few ranks of demolition expert would do it.
Human would do this.
But, you know, I guess not at this point. Maybe because we have literally zero adrenaline prior to that. If we had a little bit more adrenaline, maybe things would be a little bit better. weapons away because nobody knows that we did that. And just make our way right back out.
Hello.
Well, hello. The Institute. Such a nice little place. Although, Commonwealth, way better. Way better. Now we have to wait a little bit longer. Continue working with Father. I'm not sure if that's actually a certainty, whether or not we have to do that or not. I don't really want to do the Battle of Bunker Hill, but honestly, everybody should be on side. So we're still talking with the Brotherhood, we're still talking with the Institute and the Railroad. We're kind of good with everything, so maybe it actually doesn't hurt. Talk to Father and just go do the Battle of Bunker Hill, and we can just kind of stand in the backdrop and wait and see what's going on. Talk to Father, and we can head on over to Bunker Hill. But before we go and do any of that, we do have that Mercer safe house that we set up last episode, and we can report back to Pam with that. But before we do that, we may as well be efficient in everything we want to do. So don't have to worry about Battle of Bunker Hill right now. Weather Vane, Commonwealth Bank, set up a Mila for Tinker Tom. Doesn't hurt to have that. So we're going to get that on the old docket, and that is going to be next of what we are going to do. It's kind of in route, in path to the railroad, to Bunker Hill, all this way. So it doesn't hurt to just, slap up another Mila, get a little bit more experience, help out the railroad a little bit more, because if we are going to be helping the railroad officially and doing the end game with them, I kind of feel as though you want to do as much as possible. Uh-oh. Is my game freezing? I wasn't able to sprint. Things are getting a little late. Oh boy. Are you feeling okay, Fallout 4? Are you feeling okay? Are things going to be a little better now? Am I going to be able to sprint? Yes, I can sprint again. Hurrah! That is not what you want. All of a sudden, things just lag and getting a bunch of random just nonsense going out in front. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's the no armor run getting further in the game, or just the game being a Bethesda game, and we're downtown Boston, and maybe with higher level enemies have more drag on the system, which would seem ridiculous, but it's Bethesda after all. You never know what's actually gonna be happening. But we shouldn't be that far away anymore from the Commonwealth Bank. We can just keep making our way, get heading in to set up the Mila. Make sure nothing's here. Of course we have... What are you? More lag. Raider. Got the Brotherhood Vertibird flying overhead. They're working on taking something on. Haymarket Mall right here. Raider Waster up top. I don't have a good shot. If we're going to be a little bit closer quarters, let's go over to the terrible shotgun again. And I better make sure I am actually where I'm supposed to be. Zoom in. Nice. Okay, we are a little bit further away. Okay, so it's right by Faneuil Hall. So don't have to do any climbing yet. Just keep making my way downtown as any of these super mutants respawned. I hear them.
No fight today.
Got a brute relatively close by, it sounds like. Still got a dead super mutant over here. I don't think I killed that one. If so, that was from a very, very long time ago. Okay, got an enforcer right out front. No big deal, just take him down. Butcher, and what are you? Just, you're a basic, but you have a rocket launcher. So I'll take a 70% shot. Okay, and here I can shoot you from down here, and down you go. Still in caution. Now, this is typically the area of my... Hello, Mutant Hound. That my game is a little bit more finicky. It wants to just... If it crashes in this location. So we're going to just go walk nice and slow. We don't want it to crash.
Gonna find you soon, human.
Yep, I'm sure you will. Oh, come on.
Gone now.
Come on, that shouldn't be hitting. Just walk forward. Alright, he's gone. No big deal. Alright, is this the bank building? Commonwealth Bank. Bunch of radiation. Even more radiation. Some bloatflies. Even more radiation. Just a festering bloatfly. Machine gun turret. I'm in a spotlight. Are they not wanting to fight me? Oh, they're fighting dog meat. That's why. I was going to say, why aren't you coming at me, bro? I'm sure both of those will hit. 70% shot. Of course those will hit, right? Yeah, they do. Excellent. Oh, and now the turret that's in the broad daylight wants to shoot at me. No problem. Just eliminate that nice and quick. Still got that super mutant there. Down goes that spotlight. I got plenty of ammo to spare now. Stop. I will stop only when I please. I think this is the right elevator. Am I going up? I think I'm going up. Feels like I'm going up. But that says I need to go back in there. I don't believe you. I see this beautiful exit door right here. All right. We did officially have a lovely, lovely crash. So we are now back out in front of... Ooh, that's a suicider. Ooh, and I missed because I didn't hold my breath. Brute takes a good hit. He goes down. Suicider probably can just go down to a couple of VAT shots. One of them should hit. Or just not. But he goes down. Getting a little blind fire coming in. Nice dog. Okay, so you're running out. Down you go. Dog meat and mutant hound fight each other? No, they're just mutant hound gonna come try to get me. I am officially in danger. I think I can just hold off right now. Yeah. Nice stagger effect right now. Got the vertibird up ahead, or up above once again.
Hey, you disappear!
And yeah, just fading on down. So, got to get back to the Commonwealth Bank. Now, okay, there you are. You're Mr. Rocket Launcher Man, or so. Get the brute through there. Excellent. So this is going about as well as before, but I don't know what it is around this building. It just doesn't work whatsoever. My game seems to crash a lot more. I don't know if I need to try to get a different mod or another mod to try to just make this part of the game more stable. That I'm not sure. I am running like a Boston FPS mod on here. I don't do that on my YOLO run just because I didn't want anything extra to affect the actual YOLO mod. But this is no armor, and I hadn't really had an issue before until really like this playthrough by doing some of those more texture mods that should help a little bit with performance. Alright, so we got the turret. I should be able to see the turret right there. Down that goes. And we are basically right back to where we were at before. Raider Scabber got the festering bloatfly that's partly hurt already. Okay, where are you at? Okay, just shoot her in the arm. Alright, here we go. The lovely bank. So we will try this once again. Should be able to just go right up to the elevator, and actually hurt a decent amount, but there wasn't anything once we opened the elevator before. Should be okay at this point. Come on in, dog meat. Travel on up, and yeah, hopefully things go all right here. I think I'm actually supposed to go up this next elevator and not try to go out a different one. So we will try, see if this elevator goes up. I think it does, and then that should get us to the roof. Looks like we're going up. Yes, we are. Fantastic. So up and up. We didn't need to go out. Whoa, dog meat. Nice jump. And it, okay, of course, opens up behind, because of course it will. And I am slowly gaining my hit points back. It must be technically daylight, so we'll just slowly regenerating based off of Life Giver rank 3, which is good to see that old hit points going up. Cross your fingers that it doesn't crash this time. That was a crazy long amount of load time. I also cut out like 45 seconds of just dead air of just trying to reload back in here, even after talking a little bit once going into the elevator. So yeah, the game definitely is not overly excited for me right now. I mean, we could take some bourbon, hardened sniper rifle, but yep, okay, there we go. 16 more rounds of the 50 cal, looking good. Can set the Mila point out here. This is a very nice location that Tinker Tom had determined. Was that another super mutant? Are you a good guy, a bad guy? That is Brotherhood. Alright, don't need to mess with them. Could have a good shot from here. And I kind of wish I, had like power armor or a couple acrobats to where I could just jump on down. That would be very, very nice to just launch myself over the edge. But we don't need to do that. We can just go back the way we came up. Game is still looking a little on the finicky side just when it went to reload up here. So gotta pay attention just a little bit. But now we are good. We can just make our way back to the coast. Maybe we want to take out some festering bloatflies that are just chilling right there. should be one more, I think. That's, yeah, popped up. 76% shot. We'll take that every time. And, you know, may as well just run right past all of this rad barrels that I had run past before the very first time came through. And, yeah, that should be lovely. Can just automatically heal up from that. But we now have 3 things that we can do with the railroad. And don't need red stag doe. They're going to just be the real basic of report back to Tinker Tom for the Mila, and also tell Desdemona about the Battle of Bunker Hill. And then also I think we have to report back to Pam for the lovely, lovely... Okay, this says Railroad Headquarters. You sure about that, guys? You sure? I don't think that's quite right, considering the church is, you know, right here. That was a little interesting. But, yeah, so 3 things we can do, and I actually don't think we have to go do the Battle of Bunker Hill. We can just officially wait until the Synth Institute is ready. So I think that is what we are going to go for. Alright, first things first, since we talked to Tinker Tom before, I mean, he is sleeping. May as well, you know, let that old guy rest a little bit. We can talk to Desdemona.
Can I talk to you?
Something on your mind?
Alright, so we did inform the railroad. You know, we're not going to really deal with it, but we at least, you know, warned them. If we're doing railroad proper, that seems like something railroad proper that we should do. But Pam, that's the more important one. 200 bottle caps, 381 XP. Mercer Safe House is complete. Love to see it. Super, super close to our next level up. So now everybody's, oh, what perfect timing. Everybody is deciding to wake up at this point. So Tinker Tom will be ready to talk about Mila. He auto gives me another Mila.
If you need something for the road, the shop's open.
And just enough to get the next level up with doing the Commonwealth Bank Mila. And we are now at level 50. The next one is the Mass Bay Medical Center. I don't think we're going to be doing that. If we happen to be by, I guess it wouldn't hurt. But things are starting to wrap up a little bit more for the railroad. So Tom can just, you know, be happy with, I think we've done like 4 of the Milas now. He should be able to be happy with that. But we do have a lovely, lovely level up. And with reaching level 50, the final rank of solar powered has actually opened up, of where the sunlight slowly regenerates your lost health. However, I don't think that is overly important, as we already have the final rank of life giver, which that also slowly regenerates our lost health. And we can also just, you know, do a basic stim pack or eat. So that's not all that important. We also have, with level 50, opening up the final rank of Lone Wanderer, which just following around with dog meat at this point would still apply, but that is only 25 more action points. Rank 3, when it was 25% more damage, absolutely. 25 more action points, while is nice, isn't that crucial. I think what we can do, Nerd Rage, rank 3 is also opened up, and that has saved us a handful of times already. Now, unfortunately, the permadeath feature of this run was inadvertently lost due to my lack of understanding about the nice molten lava in Saugus Ironworks. But this wouldn't be too bad to do to get that 40 more natural damage resistance, which is up from 30, and also doing 40% more damage, so get an additional 10%. You know, that's also going to work really, really well with our build. So we will in fact take the final rank of Nerd Rage, and we'll just let that nerd in us bust free and hopefully do some kills. But I do think that that is going to be enough for now. With the crash in there, had to go replay a good amount of the game just to get back to where I was at. And yeah, this day I did sleep on it too, because you know, it is always frustrating when the game crashes, of where you know, sometimes you just need a little, you know, rest in person to fully reset how you actually feel. And it worked a lot better this time. But I think that is going to be enough for now. So thanks for watching, and thanks for joining. And until next time, powering off.